Right, very quick revision videos starting off with the UK economy. This first lesson looked at how has the UK economy changed. We'll look into why it has changed later. But very quickly looking at this graph, you should be able to understand the four different sectors. Primary sector took the massive decline over the period of time. We've got the secondary, and then we've got the tertiary massively growing, especially after this post-industrial period. Quaternary growing definitely in the post-industrial period. So being able to describe this on a graph is very easy. So you kind of very quickly talk about how before 1800s many people worked within farming and mining, and this sector declined the most. That's the primary sector. Between the 18th and 19th century, we had the Industrial Revolution, so like industrial and manufacturing, many people coming over to work in these sectors. And lastly is the post-industrial period, which is like the service sector, like jobs in teaching, and then we've got the quaternary sector such as IT and research. Okay, now let's begin to focus on why the UK economy has changed. What were some reasons? Okay, so the first one was deindustrialization. So this is what the closure of or the decline in traditional industries, let's say steel making and stuff like that. And why has that happened? So here are some reasons that you looked at already. Machines and technology have replaced industries because it's a lot cheaper. The growth in technology, so that's called mechanization, and many companies have actually just moved abroad because of cheaper labor and greater production, so it's easier for them, making more money. Second reason is globalization. Globalization is what? The growth and spreading of ideas of around the world, and this has happened because of the internet. But this how has that changed the UK economy? Well, it's changed the UK economy because actually people can now trade worldwide. You can buy goods away from the UK and it'll be much cheaper. And the last reason being government policies. You can see that actually there was a period of time under Conservative government that many of these state-run companies, like many businesses and that were owned by the government, but then was sold off to increase competition. That was known as privatization, but this led to many jobs being lost and factories closing down, and that led to a huge decline in many areas such as the north. But then you can also say that many financial centers were created, such as the Canary Wharf, so the government did try to rebalance the economy. Right, let's have a quick look at lesson 2 very quickly. Post-industrial economy. What is a post-industrial economy? So it's an economy that is more focused on what? It's more focused on a service-based economy, not a kind of like traditional secondary sector industrial kind of business economy. And this has happened because there's a decline in manufacturing. So how have we moved into this type of economy? So we looked at this main reason very quickly, the growth of IT. So the growth of IT has really helped. So with computers, you can talk about how actually they can store large amounts of data, they can process information in a much more quicker way. Through the internet, people can communicate all around the world, people can work from home, and actually thousands of jobs have been created through IT. Another reason is looking at the service industry, actually saying that it's the biggest sector in the UK. About 75% of the UK's economy employed in the service sector. That includes people like, teachers, people in the healthcare profession. And also part of this sector is the finance sector. Okay, so finance, you will have to talk about how actually over 2 million are employed in huge areas of finance. Give an example of the Canary Wharf, about up to 132 billion in 2018 came from the financial sector. And lastly, we've got the research sector. So saying this is a sector that's fairly new, and what's about it is that actually we've got the most highly qualified people who work in this sector. So graduates that are highly qualified, it contributes up to about 3 billion to our economy. Again, what kind of research is done? It's mainly done by universities such as Cambridge. And we've got this sector being a sector that's growing a lot and attracting a lot of investment. Okay, thinking about lesson 3, so UK science and business parks, they are quite huge for the UK's economy, especially being now a more post-industrial economy. Here's a picture of the case study we looked at, the Southampton Science Park. From what I can see already, it's good transport links over here. This science park is probably located near university. It's got lots of green space, it's an outskirts town. It's got good transport links, and there's probably other near stations and bus stations nearby, but In terms of why would they locate there here, let's just give us a quick reminder. Edge of cities, because there's less traffic, more cheaper, there's more land. You know, you definitely look for good transport links such as these motorways and train stations, and it's near university where they can use their research facilities, and you know the graduates can also maybe want to get a job there. So let's wrap this lesson up very quickly. The Southampton Science Park. Okay, so this Southampton Science Park, what was it and how does it help the UK economy? We've said that actually it's lots of many small science businesses, but the good thing is that they've got huge, excellent links with the university, and that's really important because it can allow many graduates to be employed. Obviously, that allows many employees to get an income, which can obviously generate towards taxes. It's also easily accessible for other businesses and employees and customers. There are lots of open green spaces. Then we've got the Cobra Business Park very quickly, UK's largest, employing over 14,000. Again, these areas are relatively cheap to set up on. Many businesses are able to kind of collaborate, and other businesses are also attracted within the region. And there's lots of public services there for the people to enjoy as well.